Welcome to the ALLO News with your host, MeatyLock. So, we're going to talk about a bunch of updates and changes today. First of all, being the dinosaurs, and then a few things you might not necessarily know about. The Allosaurus got improved run speed, and its health was slightly increased. It also got updated scent animations for the Allosaurus, shortening its in-motion sniffs. Improved blending of a bunch of Allosaurus animations, and updated run animations for Allosaurus life cycle. It also fixed Allosaurus ambush speeds and bleed. Now, there's also a bunch of other random fixes that I'm not going to mention, but you'll be able to see in the scrolling list that's actually happening right now. As for the Rex, it got increased ambush speed. The Ceratosaurus got increased total stamina. As you guys know, the Ceratosaurus ran out of stamina really fast. The DIABLO Ceratops is currently kind of a problem, and they nerfed it by lowering its attack damage. They also fixed the DIABLO's extremely high stamina regen, and they added procedural edible foliage to Thin Yaw Island. Now, I'm not sure if they're using the Salad Tosser system or their old Painting On system, but if they're using Salad Tosser, basically what that is that it's a giant bound box that they put on the map or certain areas of the map, and inside the box it procedurally generates foliage based on a certain parameters. So it can be thin, it can be thick foliage, whatever. So yeah, you should expect probably better spread of foliage on Thin Yaw now, which is actually really cool. Now, as for this last feature, spectators can now adjust their sprint speed by scrolling up or down, and spectators can now see AI, developers, admins clearly. Now, the sprint speed by using the scroll button is actually a feature I requested. You guys can thank me for that. Me and Hypno talked about this, and he thought it was a good idea, so he actually suggested it to the development team. Now, I actually went in game and tried this, and I couldn't get it to work. So maybe it does work, but it doesn't work to the degree that I actually want it to. So hopefully I can talk to Hypno and get this, changed, because I definitely want to do some more cinematic and better footage. Now, as for the updates, that is about it. Now, there is a bunch of bug fixes and other stuff you can see while this list is scrolling down, but those are the main points I wanted to bring across. Okay, so for the next bit of news, we're going to talk about IK, or inverse kinematics. Now, we've seen this in the past. Basically, it's where the bodies of the dinosaurs will kind of move up and down according to the terrain. Their feet will kind of articulate and be in the proper position in alignment towards the terrain. Now, inverse kinematics is basically kind of like an algorithm that automatically determines like feet position and other positions of the body based on the terrain. And there's a lot of, parameters and inputs the developers can put into this. Now, I'm no expert on the topic of this, but this is kind of like my basic understanding, and hopefully this will help you understand a little bit what it's about as well. Now, I have some footage here showing the Allo and some other creatures actually using this technique. Now, we got to see this before, but I think this is different. This is more a full-fledged system than it was before. I also have some footage of Dondi talking about it, and this is going to change the game very aesthetically. It's going to make it a lot more pleasing. It's going to seem more realistic as long as they get everything down. Now, Dondi is currently working on every creature and putting everything in place to where it needs to be so they all work with this new system. They have a few problems right now, which you're about to find out whenever you watch this thing about Dondi. Basically, they need a little bit more than what they have, and they're working towards that. Anyways, it's really exciting, and it's definitely a cool system.
Here's his hips. These are his knees. Don't ask why the knees are up there. It's best not to even wonder. These are his feet, and then he's got a tracker for here. He's got a tracker for here. And what we want is we do not want this one and this one to rotate as fast as feet. Basically, we want his feet to align as quickly to the terrain as possible, which derives from the rotation blend speed and position blend speed here. What we want is to be able to adjust position blend speed or rotation blend speed for any of these in particular. So they should by default be 25 and 80 respectively, but like this, when he's moving over terrain, basically what's going to happen, so I'm going to walk over, I'm going to put him over this thing back here, this little dev cube. And what's going to happen is his head's going to immediately snap the fuck up. So you see that?
Yep.
So
I'm just gonna stop you now and tell you we don't have any of the code to do that.
Oh,
we don't have access to those nodes.
Alright, well, they said we do. I will adjust it accordingly so that we do.
I'll link you to the thing I'm using here.
Anyways, not everything is properly in place right now, but that'll change in the future. Once this is like fully in, which I expect it to be in decently soon, probably within the next month. Like, don't take my word on that. I'm just guessing. Because Dondi is going to get everything done within the next couple days. It might already be done now. They're just kind of waiting for the last little bit. So, very exciting, and it's going to make the game look way better. I'm really excited about it. Okay, and the very last bit of news for today is going to be the color selection / skin selection system. Now, we talked about this in the past, and based on my previous knowledge, there was going to be about 6 different zones. Well, this is kind of like the programming in action. Now, this isn't final. This is just kind of like work in progress stuff. But from what I've seen is basically you can pick different zones of the body. You have like the head, the body, you know, that kind of stuff. And they each have different zones, and you can pick colors for each of those different zones. There's different patterns and stuff, and I'm guessing eventually there'll be different skins, and that's maybe what the patterns are. But there's also like different color selections. So you can have the top be blue, the bottom be green, the middle be black, whatever. It's really kind of cool. Now, I'm assuming all these like RGB of every color in the spectrum won't be possible in the final game, and they'll probably be more muted, as I doubt you'll be seeing, or they want any sort of hot pink dinosaurs to actually be in the game. But yeah, this is just like a work in progress sort of test thing. And I've had this footage for quite a while, and I was waiting to put this in my next video, but like no new news came out. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll just hold on to this. So I don't know if you guys actually know about this or not, but I thought it was kind of neat, and I figured I would show you. Anyways, guys, this video is going to be short for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it anyways. This has been the ALLO News. Also, that intro I made at the beginning took me like 15 hours because I couldn't figure out how to get to render in less than like 7 hours, but eventually I figured out my technical problems in After Effects, and it worked out. Been trying to learn some After Effects, and my previous Jurassic World Revealed video has like an audio thing that was made in After Effects, which is pretty cool. It's actually not a hard program to use, and it's like one of those things that's very easy to use, but also very powerful, and it takes a lot to master because you can put layers upon layers upon layers of things, and they like make drastically different things. It's crazy what you can do. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Love your faces, and I'll see you guys in the next one.